Okay, a few things to talk about. Just a few. Number one, my biggest thing to talk about is the fact that my uploading might not be as consistent. Yes, it already is pretty inconsistent because I'm only publishing every couple days, but at some point there might be a gap where I'm not publishing anything at all. And the reason being is that tomorrow, September 3rd, school starts back up. So I low key gotta lock in. Like, my sleep schedule was thrown off the charts because I was hanging out with friends, living life, but also because sometimes I would stay up really late. Even though I don't have a big fan base, I still dedicated my time to edit all these videos. So I would sometimes look at the clock and it would be 7 in the morning and I'm still sitting at my computer doing the finishing touches of a video and uploading it because, even though I don't have a big fan base, I still want to feel committed, Still want to give me that boost. Still want to have the mentality that I have a lot of subscribers so that I can keep my hopes up. Another thing I wanted to talk about is Resident Evil. I have Resident Evil, like the first game, but I just gave up on it because the combat style was so confusing because it's still like, yes, it is a remake, but they still kept the element of how games used to be. So the combat was just triggering me, and I was like, you know what? I kind of know already what happened in Resident Evil 1. It's just called Resident Evil, but technically it's Resident Evil 1. So I was like, I'm just going to skip right to Resident Evil 2 because since it's a remake and it has like better combat or it's like more modern style, I was like, maybe I'll actually be able to do it without tweaking and dying every 2 seconds. So I have all the games from Resident Evil to Resident Evil 8, which is Resident Evil Village, but it's considered Resident Evil 8. So what I had planned was that because I bought these before the previous school year even ended, and I was like, the whole summer I'm going to spend my time playing the Resident Evil games and see how far I can get. Yeah, that didn't work because I procrastinated. I played Resident Evil, the first game, got so mad at it, stopped playing for a couple months, played it again, got mad again, stopped for a couple days, and then just gave up on it entirely and jumped to Resident Evil 2. So you can blame it on the first ever Resident Evil game with Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. Okay, you can blame it on that game because that game made me lose hope in Resident Evil because I was like, oh man, this shit is tough. I'm literally gonna stop playing this. And then I was like, okay, but I have to beat this game so I can play Resident Evil 2 and then play the others. I have no choice. And then I realized, says who? And then just completely trashed the idea of playing the first game and went right to Resident Evil 2. Because I was like, you know what? I have an idea of the lore from the first game. I'm not even going to bother playing it. I know what happened. I'm just going to skip to Resident Evil 2. Because unlike Resident Evil 1, I don't know what the hell happened in Resident Evil 2. I don't know what happened in any of the other games, basically. So, yeah, that happened. Another thing is that I have Resident Evil 2 episode 3 and 4 recorded, and I was trying to get 3 edited tonight and have it published. Because at the end of the video, I would put, with my classic outro with like the clown music and whatever, with the text and the black screen. I was just going to explain there about the school situation. But then I realized it's 11:50, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to publish this. I have only about 20 minutes of the video, and it's almost like an hour and a half long. So I was like, oof, we're not making it, fellas. So I was like, let me just record a black screen of me talking and edit it in post with some shit on it to make it entertaining as I talk, because there's no way I'm going to be able to finish this tonight. Because, I kind of do got to sleep at some point. I can't be risking my sleep schedule like I did before during the summer because I had no place to go anyway. So yeah, 3 and 4 is recorded. I also have a lot of other videos that are just sitting on my computer because I'm focusing my editing and publishing and just the whole gist of YouTube right now on the Resident Evil 2 remake series. But other than that, I have a shit ton, or what feels like a shit ton, of videos on my computer that I have not gone through to edit yet. Some of them are from a year ago, probably, and I just haven't edited them yet and published them yet because just recently I kind of picked up the idea of oh shit, I have a YouTube channel, why don't I just publish shit on it, So I have a lot of videos that could be in the making, but for now, all that I'm going to be publishing is Resident Evil 2. Maybe before I start Resident Evil 3, I would publish a couple other videos and then get into the groove of Resident Evil 3, but I can't really promise anything because Resident Evil is a bomb-ass game franchise, so I'm probably going to end up, the minute I finish Resident Evil 2, just jumping straight into Resident Evil 3. But yeah, that's all I wanted to really say. So my main point of this video is, if I'm not so consistent on YouTube, which I kind of already am not really that much as is, it's because I'm caught up in school, work, and literally life as a human being on this godforsaken planet. So, yeah, but I just wanted to say, even though I don't have a lot of subscribers, for those of you who are subscribed, I appreciate it. And just for you champs out there, I will try and keep on my A game of editing and playing games and publishing, even though I low-key got to lock in on school. So yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. So anyway, soldiers, it's time for me to go get sent off to the army, known as school, and work my ass off. So I will see you guys hopefully soon when I publish Resident Evil 3, like Resident Evil Episode 3. And yeah, PK out.